Yo, my girls, I just put it up. My girl CT93 put up a real good question. I ain't even thought about that. And it's funny because having these conversations is one of them things that a lot of men kind of ain't really willing to talk about. But if y'all didn't see me put it up, I put it up that she put that, are men ashamed of being vulnerable? Ooh, that's deep. That vulnerability is a motherfucker. Are men ashamed of being vulnerable? Oh man. Let's see. We gonna dive into this. Jeremy, talk to me, man. What you think, man? You think men ashamed of being vulnerable?
I think men are ashamed of being vulnerable because, think about it. Like, if you were to lose your house or, you can't pay your mortgage, you're in a vulnerable position. You're going to feel ashamed of that in a certain way. Like, you might feel ashamed to go talk to your mom or talk to your friend or your girlfriend, wife, or whatever. You might be ashamed to tell them, hey, I can't afford to pay the mortgage this month. So, you're in a vulnerable position. I feel like most likely most men gonna feel ashamed because they haven't, built themselves up to where they fully established financially. So, but some people may not. Some people just may not care. But I say majority of people, they're gonna feel ashamed, man. Like, you're gonna feel ashamed if your car broke down. You're gonna feel ashamed, if you don't got no money in the bank. You're gonna feel ashamed if you can't take care of your kids. So yeah, men, they when they're vulnerable, they definitely gonna feel, ashamed.
Yeah, if you care.
Yeah, if you care.
If you
care.
But
even if you don't care, even if you don't care what other people saying, I feel like, for yourself, you're gonna feel ashamed because you're like, man, bro, I should have been situated by now, man. I'm still trying to get this and that and the third. So
yeah,
even for my own self, I feel like I feel ashamed, but at the same time, I'm gonna use that as motivation to get right.
But it's like so many people in this world, and I know this through statistics. It's a lot of people going through that same thing and these same thoughts that you may have about finances and stuff like that. A lot of people in this world ain't in that position. So that makes me feel more comfortable that I ain't by myself. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm not financially stable, then oh well, I'm good enough right now. I get there. You see what I'm saying? So it makes me feel more comfortable understanding that I know I'm not by myself. And that's one of the things that we do within this world. We disassociate ourselves with the rest of the world, thinking that, oh, we might be on a certain level while this person on a certain level. Ice Cube said in the song back in the day, don't worry about where you're at, worry about where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
But at a certain time point, you're like, damn, I ain't moving fast.
Huh?
At a certain time point, you're like, they don't seem like I'm moving fast enough.
Right. Well, yeah, that's how it be, man. But at the same time, you got to take a step back and be grateful for what you do have. You feel what I'm saying? You could have been all the way down. Think about all the people that ain't even made it to your level yet. You know what I'm saying? You could have been all the way down, but be grateful for what you do have, and then just push for more. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a good build. But sometimes, man, like you get the best of yourself.
Right.
Cause we talking about shame. Like I'm gonna keep this thing a buck. Like I remember being married, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you taking care of everything, but if something was to come up and you was like, dang, yo, how can I manage? Like even feeling that, like, like it's that pride thing, like not telling your wife that, yo, shit, I ain't know how I'm about to make this joint happen. Because what you never want to do, see, you never want your old lady to work. So you always give like the illusion, like, yo, everything gonna be fine, because as men, you like, yo, I'm gonna figure it out. Like, I know what it's about, but I'm not gonna tell her, because it's like, nah, I don't want her to worry, because you never want to put that stress on others, because as men, we take upon that burden because we take upon the roles of providers. So like when you take on a role of a provider, it's like, yo, maybe something could have came up and you like, yo, dang, I probably can't even make this happen. And then it's like, and then it eats up at you. It ain't even more so the outside world. that's putting it on you. It's you. It's like, yo, man, that like now you battling with yourself. Like, how the fuck I got in this position, man? Like, I should be able to maintain this. I should be able to carry this through. And it's like, damn. And it ain't even like you embarrassed for you, like on behalf of your wife. It's just that it's like you feel more shame for yourself. Like, how did I allow myself to get here?
What they call it when you driving and you being cautious, just looking out for everything? What do they call that?
Not being vigilant. Well, just being vigilant.
A cautious driver, preventative driving.
There you go.
So basically, that's how you gotta move forward within your life. You gotta think ahead and plan for these type things. You know what I'm saying? But some people fall off. I'm not thinking of any particular scenario, but of course it'll come to that. You'll start feeling shameful and downful. But at the same time, you try to stop it before it happens. You see what I'm saying? You beat that to the punch. You beat shame. You feel what I'm saying? You stop it before it happened. I was always taught, even at a young age, think about what you say before you say it. That way you don't say something you're going to regret. You know what I mean? Really analyze what about to come out your head. You feel what I'm saying? So that way you kind of looking forward and thinking ahead. That's another military tactic, how we learned in the military, right, Jeremy? You always think ahead. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another tool to put in your bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't nothing like going to a restaurant with a girl you feeling, you hoping that she don't order the something expensive. Like, damn, I hope she'll order that shit, boy. That shit is embarrassing, yo.
Yo, you looking at her like, yo, she bet not do nothing crazy like order a lobster.
Exactly.
You know lobster is good. Like, you bet not. Like, come on. Like, it's like I can do it, but it's like you really don't want to do it. You like, all right, nah. My pockets ain't really fill up. Just like
you
that.
can't go to certain restaurants. You got to go to a restaurant that got
exactly.
You know what
you
I'm saying?
secretly adding it up while you at the restaurant down. She ordering you like, damn, that $12.95 plus tax. That tax about $6. Damn.
Yo, she mess around and order a margarita. That $8 more. You like, damn, that $8 for the margarita. She got the lobster, and the whole time you sitting at the table, you running math. You like, whoa, what is this? Yo, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, now you trying to hurry up and end this joint. Like, yo, let's not sit here too long because you will start ordering more stuff. Nah, look, you normally get liquor too, but you order a water with lemon. Knowing you don't order no damn water with no lemon, but now you ordering a water with lemon because you trying to balance out this check.
That's always been my most
ahead of time. Like, okay, what's the most expensive thing at Applebee's? What's the most expensive thing at the steakhouse? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So that's always been my most.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this way I'm gonna take her. Huh?
My fault. I didn't know you keep going. My fault.
Oh,
that's
go ahead.
Always been like my most embarrassing thing, yo. Like, I always had this thing of you should be at least able to eat how you supposed to eat. You shouldn't go to a restaurant with your family, yo, and they can't order what they want. And that will always get me and motivate me. When you take your family to a restaurant, yo, and they got to order the 2 for $20. You know, we can't even have a good time at you know what I'm saying? Because it's tense. You're not even really enjoying yourself. If you got to monitor the way you eat, you're not enjoying yourself. You got to go grocery shop and I can't buy that steak. I'm gonna get the cheapest meat. I'm gonna get like you ain't really like that should be the minimum. We should be able to go in this restaurant and pay $100, $200, and I don't feel like I can't even make it through the week.
Right,
that's true.
Right, I feel you on that.
I agree with that. Like, and I think we've all been through it. I mean, if we're keeping it a buck, like we've all been through that. It's like, yo, man, it's like, yo, you know, we ain't where we need to be.
And then these gas prices crazy. These gas prices off the chain right now. So you make the right decisions. Am I gonna eat this week or am I gonna get gas?
Oh yeah.
You know what really pissed you off? When she ordered the highest shit and she don't even eat the whole shit. You like, you ordered that motherfucking thing, you better eat all of it.
Hey, be short at the restaurant. Hey, send a cash at boy. Hey, let me borrow $20, boy. Cash at me $20. Where you at?
Expensive, you see, because I done seen a chick do that and she be like, yo, she not even gonna take her to go bag. Like, what you mean you ain't gonna take her to go bag? You better take that food home. What you mean you're not gonna take it with you? Like, if you ain't gonna eat it here, you better take it home. Or at least you better let me think you're gonna take it home and then get rid of it, but you ain't about to leave it at this table.
That's right.
Cool.
You definitely ain't gonna leave it at the table because I'm gonna grab it. I know somebody with a dog or something. Somebody gonna eat.
But to finish up that question though, yo, Mike, Mike Joe, are men ashamed of being vulnerable?
A lot of men are, yeah. I'm not gonna say all of them, but you know, for the most part, yeah. And I feel like doing that, you know, vulnerable, like also that could be kind of dangerous too, cause you know what I'm saying, like you could be vulnerable for different situations, and like you know that could trigger something in some people. You know, you never know how a person may be vulnerable, like, hey, I can't pay this, or you know what I'm saying, like I'm going through this, and then stuff start looking bad, like, dang, I can't pay the rent this month. Oh, I'm about to be out. Then your girl leave you, and you know that might be setting you out the edge right there. So, you know, I think for the most point, yeah.
I think Jeremy, you didn't answer this, right?
Yeah.
He answered. He was first.
I went first.
Everybody answered?
No,
Everybody answered.
I'm about to say everybody couldn't answer. Mike, you answered? Mike?
I didn't answer.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say I know at least half of it. All right, Mike, talk to me, man. You think are men ashamed of being vulnerable?
Yes, and I feel like that's a good thing to a certain extent. You feel what I'm saying? As a man, it's your job to protect. If we're talking about family and your lady and your children, it's your job to protect them because you're the head of the household. You see what I'm saying? So you wouldn't want to get everybody disgruntled, being that you're stressing over something that you could possibly handle. Now it comes to a point to where you can't handle it and you need help with it, then by all means you're going to have to be vulnerable at that point in time and share with your significant other in order to find a solution. You feel what I'm saying? But as a man, I'm more confident within myself to know that I can handle things. You feel what I'm saying? But if you get to that point to where you feel like you can't, then I feel like being vulnerable is not always a bad thing. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just me personally. Me being a man, being confident enough within myself to know I could be vulnerable at times with certain people. You have to maneuver with that, with your vulnerability. You feel what I'm saying? You have to be mobile with your vulnerability. You have to know when to put it up and when to take it back. You see what I'm saying?
So I definitely agree with what you said. And you mentioned something that I always put when having conversations. I had conversations with females and we had conversations about this idea of being vulnerable. And you use the word protection. That's an angle that I push it too. Like a lot of the times, dog, because people got to understand, vulnerability is simply putting yourself in a placement which then you open yourself up or allow yourself therefore an attack or harm or damage to come to you. So a lot of times when someone takes the role of not being vulnerable, it ain't really, I'm not being vulnerable because I'm ashamed. I'm not being vulnerable because I'm trying to protect my damn self. Like I'm trying to protect my heart here. I'm trying to protect what I got over here. It's not about me more so being ashamed of being vulnerable. No, I just don't want to be damaged. I don't want to be attacked because more things come with me than just me. So if I'm getting involved with a female and I got children, I'm not about to let you destroy me. So I'm taking precautions not to be vulnerable because I got to stand strong for those who are underneath me. So I think a lot of times what people choose to, and I know it's a perspective, but a lot of times what people might look at and say you might be ashamed, it's not actually me being ashamed. It ain't no shame at all. I'm just trying to protect myself. And I think that when it comes to going in within relationships, I think that sliding away from vulnerability is more of a protection mechanism than it is anything else.
Right.
But
I was thinking that too.
CT93 had brought up another point too. And I do understand the other side of when people be like, they don't want to put it forward because women do use it against you. And because, I mean, it happens. Sometimes when a man takes the time to be vulnerable, you know, you break down and you cry. You might cry, Luther Vandross, Teddy Pendergrass in front of her, and then, oh boy, you cried, not even knowing it. The moment that argument happened, she throw that shit in your face, you bitch ass nigga, your sensitive ass and all that. We can't act like women don't do this. So sometimes you don't want to step into it because sometimes women do weaponize your vulnerability. What y'all think about that? That's just for everybody. What y'all think about women weaponizing your vulnerability? That's for anybody who want to chime in.
I think that I saw when CT93 put that up there, and I believe that it ain't the fact that what she's saying hurt you, it's the fact that she's saying it. It hurts you more than damn, a person I care about so much go that low to hurt me. Yep. It ain't really even the information, it's the person that it comes from. You know what I'm saying? Somebody you don't care about can say the same thing and it won't hurt you at all. But if somebody like your mom, your son, your wife, or somebody say something that you told them vulnerability, it's more the fact that you said that to me. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't really, it makes you think that you can't really care about me that much if you really gonna go that low. So I think the hurt is more, you know, the person more so than the information that they're saying.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So she put this up, and I totally disagree with this. Let me see.
Yes, I saw that too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they do that all the time. It's crazy that she would even mention that. I mean, it sounds like
I was about to say that. I was about to say that.
I mean, what? How did that get to you? She just commented on a video or something, or
no. This right here is the live comment we're going on the show.
Oh, live comments right now.
Yeah, this the YouTube comment section.
Okay. Well, women do that all the time. You know what I mean? So that can't be a real stand-on comment. She really can't be standing on what she's saying right now, because women do that all the time. Women don't want to get hurt by men, so they don't express everything that may be shameful or hurtful to them, or everything that they went through. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody wants to express everything that's hurtful to them or something that happened within their life that they don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really be standing on that.
I'm gonna tell these men something right now. And I know sometimes when we get in relationships, you got people who overstep their boundaries, right? So I hear a lot of women when they have these conversations, they love to speak to this concept of you afraid to be vulnerable. Why you don't be vulnerable? Let me tell you something. And this is for women. A lot of times, this whole confessionable thing, this thing when you talking about your vulnerabilities, sometimes that's for a fucking therapist. That's not for you to be working through. Everything ain't good. It's not good to lay all burdens and all your tribulations and everything upon a woman. First of all, women are weaker when it comes to pressure. So you don't want to be laying that on a lot of that stuff like that on women in the first place. Sometimes it's like, no, a lot of the things I shelter or shadow you away from is the protection of you as well, too. Because women don't know how to handle pressure the same way men handle pressure. So a lot of women say that. They be like, yo, y'all just afraid to be vulnerable. Sweetheart, it ain't about me being afraid to be vulnerable. This is a protection mechanism, and you ain't my goddamn therapist. You don't need to be carrying every burden that somebody carries. I think people got this thing, just because you think that you can be this all, and people be like, you in a relationship, you should be able to share everything with them. That's a goddamn lie. No, I might need a counselor. You don't know how to handle the situations and the things I done been through. I could have been through a whole bunch of stuff, PTSD or all kind of sorts of other stuff like that. You can't do nothing to help me with this. But a lot of women act like because they're nurturers that they can damn near heal you. That's not true. Sometimes it's not your place. Sometimes I need to be talking to a fucking professional. And sometimes you just don't need to know my vulnerabilities.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with a man not being vulnerable to a degree. And this is the thing that we don't understand. There is a difference between being transparent and then being vulnerable. So if something is bothering me, I can be transparent and let you know something is bothering me. I don't have to go into the goddamn details of, yes, oh, yeah, man, this person died and I just really feel sad. Or, yeah, my job and I really feel sad. I don't have to go into the vulnerability. I can be transparent with you and let you know, like, yo, baby, I'm ticked off, about these cats at the job. But I don't have to be vulnerable. Like, we act like that, like there's not a difference. There's a difference between transparency and then being vulnerable. I think transparency is always needed, but you don't always have to be vulnerable, though. And a lot of women do that. They play this game like we just afraid as men to be vulnerable. It's not a fear at all times. Sometimes we just protecting ourselves and protecting you. A lot of that vulnerability is to protect you as well now. It ain't only us. And I know we might not see it the same because men carry more like typically logical thinking minds to a degree. And women typically more so push forward within their emotions. But at the same time, we got to understand that there is a difference, people. I can be transparent with you, but I don't have to actually be vulnerable. And women, I think women get off on that a little bit. But I think a lot of women do that because a lot of women wait for the instant to throw that shit back in your face, if I just keeping it real. I think a lot of women wait till you got a weakest point just so they can smush that joint in your face like somebody throwing a pie at you. And I think that's a dangerous thing.
I've learned from experience.
I say it's dangerous.
I dealt with a female, and she wanted vulnerability from everybody, basically. And she carried all that weight on her shoulders. And the thing that she did all day was walk around sad, thinking she could carry everybody's weight.
Exactly.
People walk around sad, hurt and crying and stuff like that. You can't carry everybody's weight. So carry your own and don't worry about everybody else's vulnerability. Now, if you want to talk about something and I give you transparency, like you say, leave that shit alone. Let's ride.
And men handling the stuff they sell. That's why I feel like you don't say too much to a feeling. Like, let's just say like how you say like if you couldn't pay something, you're trying to find out stuff. You don't want to tell them because that can, you say the emotion come up with that. That could be an extra stressor right there, and that can make you all right. Damn, I can't pay this now. I gotta worry about if she's upset, and then if she gonna do this and do that, and sometimes keeping them cool and at bay. Not letting them know certain things. Is better for you.
Right.
Like let's say like me, I got a little bit of high blood pressure. So, I'm not about to go and, go put out something. If I'm doing something, I try to handle the shit to the best that I can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to put that on my old lady, nothing like that. So I think it's better to keep certain stuff yourself. You ain't got, like how you say, you ain't got to tell every single thing. Like,
you shouldn't.
No point.
You shouldn't. A man's supposed to hold the household. So let the man play the man's position, let the woman play the woman's position, and let the child play the child's position.
Happy home.
So like I said, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, and I think too, the way men deal with other men is completely different than the way females deal with men. Like a man can come to me, a homeboy or a friend, and they can be vulnerable, and they typically ain't gonna lose no respect for each other. Women fall in love with the strong parts of a man, like kids fall in love with the strong parts of their dad. They don't. Once you show weakness or you show the vulnerability side, they typically don't view you the same way, and that happens a lot as well too. Even if you go through situations like this, you can have two friends that have a falling out or go through some shit, and they bond can actually go stronger from that. A man and a woman go through some shit, typically it starts to deteriorate. So you don't want to be putting a lot on the female. I think I think you do better talking to your homeboy, but I do agree with KJ. If it's something that's really deep, you need a professional person. But if it's something that's just stressing you and you're going through a temporary thing, men handle that situation differently. Men I get more respect for a homeboy that going through some shit. Females typically lose respect because they look at you to be a leader. They following you, so they don't like to see no weaknesses in you. So that's my point about that.
So like I said,
I think. No.
Go ahead, Mike. Do you think?
And like what Matt say, like I ain't gonna lie, I ain't paying no professional to tell me to go and spill out my feelings, and I got friends, what I'm saying, I could go and talk to. I'm not doing that because who knows, they could hear you out more, and then ain't like you gotta go pay them like $100 an hour or a session or some shit like that. So, I think that was better what you said, what Matt said. You can go open up to your friend about stuff, and sometimes that might be what you need. If you can't talk to your old lady, and all women, I ain't gonna say like all women do that. All of them ain't the same. There may be there is some out there that all right, but still, the fact is, I don't think you should, still open up by everything, being vulnerable by every single thing still. But that just